Okay, we are here today, starting
today.
So, I am here. Hello, I am your host, Rebecca, from the Reddit Randos. I have here I have here today with me. That's what I meant to say. Brandy, my sister-in-law.
Hello.
So she's here today with me to go over some stories. And let me tell you, some of these are just, just so glad they don't happen in my life. Actually, some of them I don't even know all that happened to. I just read some of it and then I was like, okay, this is good. And then I didn't finish it. But it was already good enough that I was like, we're gonna have that. Did he scare you?
No, no.
There was an animal in the house. So, okay, we're gonna just, you can tell everyone what you were thinking of doing tonight. You were gonna go have fun.
Oh, might go to the casino.
Woo-hoo. Yep, she's gonna spend
some money.
Spend lots of money. I know. I wish Justin and I just knew how to spend lots of money. Oh, wait, we do. Just not at the casino. We're definitely spenders on other things like food.
I like food too.
We like food. Food and kids. That's not even something we want to spend on, but we kind of have to.
Don't like them kids.
Yeah. Why would you be here then? She's for those listening, she's out at my place today. Well, I keep saying for those listening, we're not even on video, so everyone's listening. I'm not starting this off right. Everyone's like, I just have a secret camera.
There you go.
Watching us. I'll upload it later. No.
Yeah, those spider webs.
I don't even know. Are those webs? Is that stains? I don't know. I don't even know if I should say nice little home. It's a good home for kids to be in.
The home's nice.
I just
got inside is a little clustered, but it's okay.
Yeah, the home's nice. I just gotta keep it nice.
Keeping it nice.
Keeping it nice.
More different, but
we're working on it. Look, I got this table cleared off. That's something you haven't seen cleared off in a while.
Give it a couple hours.
Yeah, that's very true. There'll be stuff all over again because I had to move that stuff somewhere else.
Exactly.
I was thinking of doing this in our room, and then I was like, that's way too much work. That'll be for another day. Might take a couple more weekends before we can do it in my room. Okay, so we're just going to go off and just start at them. And this is Am I the A-hole for, Am I the A-hole? My dad and his wife threw my mom's things in the trash and I took them back out and refused to give them back. So we'll just go right into it. My mom died when I, 17 female, was 10, and my dad remarried almost 3 years ago. Last month, my dad's wife got mad at my dad for keeping so many of my mom's things or things that symbolized their marriage. He kept her engagement and wedding ring in a box, his own on a chain around his neck, my mom's postcard collection that she started as a kid, her favorite stuffy, a bottle of her perfume, her keychain, her passport holder, cooking and baking book she used to experiment with, and a locket she wore all the time. My brother, 20 male, and I got her jewelry and other items she had. They were shared between us after Mom died, and they're at my aunt's house for safekeeping. My dad's wife said she wanted all that stuff gone, and the wedding photos and any couple photos of them and any family photos had to be put away if Mom was in them. But the rest had to go. And my dad fought back for like a day, and then they started throwing all the stuff in garbage bags, and they were brought out to the trash. When they weren't looking, I took all of it and brought it to my aunt's house to keep it safe. It took 2 days for my dad's wife to realize the trash was empty. And then she and my dad realized I had taken the stuff. My dad's wife went crazy and said they were in the trash for a reason. I told her I wasn't letting my mom's stuff go like that. She said it doesn't need to be in her house, and I said it wasn't anymore, and she wouldn't need to see it. She said it was nothing but bad memories and they didn't need to be in her and her dad's marriage. I told her she didn't need to worry and they weren't dad's anymore. Dad told me just to give the stuff back to them and they'd deal with it, and I refused. His wife said she wasn't allowing that kind of disrespect in her house, and Dad said it would be dealt with. Ooh. They asked a few people if they had them, and all said no, including my brother, who let them know he thought they were both disgusting and didn't want to talk to them again. When that didn't work, my dad tried to convince me again, and he failed. He said I was making it worse. My dad's wife told me she's my stepmother and more deserving of respect. I said she'll never be my stepmother. She'll never be my family. She's just my dad's insecure second wife who'll never be good enough to be seen as family by me or my brother. I told her I'm not giving them back. She tried to get the police involved and accused me of stealing, but they brushed her off because I live in the house and took them from the trash. So she said I'm a thief and the most disrespectful kind there is. She asked was doing this worth hurting my relationship with them, and I told her I didn't care about having a relationship with her to begin with. I told her she was nothing to me and to stop acting like she had some kind of real authority over me. I told her I was willing to accept whatever consequences they gave because I would be leaving ASAP, and nothing she said or did would stop me. My dad stopped her from taking everything I own as leverage, but he's still applying pressure. It's been annoying to deal with, but could be way worse. But I came here to find out from outside parties if they think I'm wrong for what I'm doing. Am I the a-hole?
Yeah, definitely not, but
No, there's some heavy stuff going on here with this family.
I think the stepmom is too much, but
She's kind of acting like a evil stepmom that they portray. Doesn't want anything to do with the. I kind of think she's being disrespectful on the mother's deceased mother's memory. You know, she got into this marriage very well knowing that this is a widow of two kids who were still at a very impressionable age of their mom dying.
Well, regardless of what age, it's still their mother. The mother was still very much involved with the father. It's not like
it was a breakup.
It's not like it was a co-parenting household. So, and for them to be adults now, in her 3 years, I mean, they would have been late teenagers. So, no.
No, I agree. I think the whole point of when she said, you know, like anything, any wedding photos, anything with the mom in it, any family photos with her in it, those need to be put away. At least she didn't throw them away. I get not having them all portrayed out there in her face, reminding her that she wasn't the first mom to be in this marriage or this family. But out of respect, I mean, I think it's okay if they had at least a couple photos, because it's out of respect of the kids a lot of times, and even the husband, that this mom was there.
Well, yeah.
And she's stepping in, you know, to take that motherly and womanly, I guess, role in that house to be there for the kids. But I don't know. At this point, if I was married to a widow, I would definitely respect that I'm not going to replace the mom, but that I would.
And it's not kids. You've got adult children.
They're adults now.
Adults.
Let's see. She was 10 and she's 17 now, but she was, because this was posted only like 22 days ago. So it's pretty fresh out there, less than a month old. But when she was 10, and then 3 years later, Dad got remarried. So she was 13.
Did she say 3 years later or just 3 years ago?
My dad remained.
I thought you said 3 years ago.
No, she says, my mom died when I was 10, and my dad remarried almost 3 years ago. So
that's what I'm saying. They're adult kids.
Oh my gosh,
it's not
yeah.
Like
so 3 years ago, she would have been 14. So I was right. She would have been, because I said 13, so she would have been 14.
But how old is she now? Does she
17. Say? And brother's 20.
Oh, okay. I thought she was the
So
21. Okay.
she would have been 14 when they got married, and he would have been 17. So I mean, yeah, you're right. They're
So, I mean,
teenagers.
they're
They're old.
young adult.
They're young adults.
So
Teenagers. They're young adults. They are at an age where at this point they
they
know
know
who
who
their
mom
mom
is.
is.
Yeah.
They're not going to have mom replaced. Now, if they had someone just be,
It's one thing to have a motherly figure. It's another thing to be like, I am mom, and you are going to see me as mom. Kids don't like it when you force that on them. They can realize your role and accept that, but if you force it when a child is grieving or just in general doesn't want to accept you, then that's going to cause the tension.
no, yeah, I completely agree. I really think when she decided to be like, we're going to throw the rest of it in the trash, I'd be like, shouldn't have, they should have had the, they should have gone with the kids. Like,
They should have given everything to the kids.
they should have given everything to the
first.
kids
Yeah.
to go through. If the husband didn't want to keep any of it, if he agreed, which I honestly, he fought for a day.
You see,
A day
if
for a
he
wife that he was with
put
for
his foot down,
how many years?
then, it's one thing to be like, no, I'm going to hold on to our engagement rings. Maybe pass it down to your son when he's getting ready to get married.
Yes.
That's reasonable. Most, regardless of new relationships involved, they're going to hold the other person's rings or memento of them and pass it down to their children when they become of age or when they're wanting it.
Yeah.
That's not abnormal. So I think that was a little bit off for her.
Yeah, I agree because honestly, yeah, that's where I think she's just being disrespectful on
Because she said
on the
something
memory.
about...
It's like she wants to replace the
Yeah.
mom. I don't even know if she wants to have a relationship with the kids. It doesn't sound like. I mean, she
Well,
said
it sounds
that
like she's wanting to be mom and not be looked at as the
this is
stepmom.
not the way you go to getting the kids' favor. Like, honestly, I'm sorry. Yes, there's a point where you need to have some respect because you're an adult and they're the kid, but you suck up when you're the person coming into this family of a widow and his kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to go in knowing you're not going to be replacing mom.
No.
Unless they want you to. But even then,
Especially to a girl,
you still
too.
gotta-
Just a teenage girl who, as long as her and her actual mom had a good relationship or whatnot, and to bring a whole new woman figure in that, it's going to be a tussle, especially in the early teenage years.
oh man, that's like the worst time to
So,
worst time to bring a someone new into the family, to the marriage. I mean, that's them, but yeah, that's how
but even if
things
you're going to
happen.
throw away everything, fine. But then don't get mad about it when it's taken by your kids, no less. And whatever they decide to do with it, that's their problem. Whether they throw it away or whether they keep it, it's out of your hair, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I mean, she has no right to get rid of it. It should be her husband. Her husband should have the dad. He should have stood up. He should have stood his ground and be like, okay, if you don't want this, great. We'll have my kids go through it. We'll have, and I feel like the aunt. I don't know if that's his sister or if that's mom's sister, but either way, family is still quite involved from outside. So honestly, if the things are already at some things are already at Aunt's house, honestly, he could have given it to her anyways and been like, hey, have the kids and yourself go through this because this is your sister's stuff. If that was his sister or mom's sister. Honestly, the wife was, the stepmom was way too fast to throw things away.
Very much. For only being 3 years in the relationship, too. It's not like it's been 20 years or something and
I
you
mean,
still have all
I
this
feel
stuff
like
and-
there might have been insecurity problems before when she first got into them. This might have been the last straw. Something must have just pushed it over the edge that she just was like, that's it. We're getting rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, but also if you think of it from a woman's perspective, if this is her first marriage, it's his second marriage, and she's seeing it all from a first perspective of marriage where he's not. So, so if she's wanting to be the main woman in the house, the first woman, and that's not coming to her, then that can also cause mental issues for her.
I've heard problems of men or women marrying their first marriage but marrying a widow. And the thing about that, the difference between that and someone marrying into like a divorcee is that they broke up and went separate ways. For the divorced couple, they had their differences. And yes, that person's always going to be there. But the reason marrying a widow is a lot different is because they didn't end on bad terms per se. Most of them never end on bad grounds. It just ended way earlier than they expected, unexpectedly. And in that case, that is a lot harder for people to kind of move on. And there are some people who marry a lot sooner than they probably realize they should have, because they'll realize not until they're in the relationship and everything that they're still not over. And I don't think they should ever
be missing companionship.
They shouldn't, I don't feel like they shouldn't be over their first marriage. But yeah, it's a lot harder to realize if I can move on and love this person and treat them just like I would anyone that I fell in love with and wanted to marry the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is a very tough, and I've heard that is tough. And people, the person that's like married to the widow gets jealous over someone who's not even there anymore. And that's just like, you just got to show respect and be patient with them.
But it's also tough to compete with someone you never met.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah.
Because you don't know other people's necessarily perspective of them because you never met them and you never got your own. Mm-hmm. So that can be, I mean, you're fighting a ghost and you don't know who that ghost is. So
it's very much that way. So top comment is not the a-hole. Honestly, what the heck? Your dad's wife is crazy that she even went to the police, which I agree.
That was just, yeah.
That was just desperate. You should run as soon as you can. That woman sounds like a psychopath because being insecure would not make her do those actions. Also, shame on your father for not defending you. It's memories of your dead mom. Of course you want to keep them. Which, I mean, I agree. That's where I don't understand the dad standing up more for keeping those things.
Yeah.
So we've already talked about that. We've already covered that. I'm trying to see, because this was 22 days ago. That's the only thing. So no updates, nothing. But honestly, I don't think there would be any updates. She already got the stuff out. Everything's fine. She's 17 now, so hopefully she's a senior or a junior and ready to graduate soon and move on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I guess in this case, let that wife just be a wife to the dad.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now that we've done that one. Next story. Moving on. Okay. This one's a interesting one. So, am I the a-hole for terrorizing, in quotation, terrorizing, my brother, making him live in his own filth? So.
I think that sounds pretty normal.
So, this says, my brothers are all pigs. So,
most of them are.
I was going to say, you had two older brothers, and I had a younger brother who, unfortunately for him, I mean, I guess it's not so unfortunate, but he had 3 older sisters and a mom, so he had to definitely live a lot cleaner than most boys would.
Yeah.
We had a very traditional house where girls cleaned and washed dishes from the time we were old enough to walk and stand on chairs. And my brothers never did anything. And as adults, cannot even turn a washer on. Ugh, I very much resenting how I felt like I had to raise my own father, and how holidays and weekends were always spent with my brothers and dads laying around and us cleaning. Even Christmas, they got to play with their toys and we went in the kitchen. I do not care about excuses like, I was never taught. We all are adults now, and they can YouTube and Google whatever they do not know. I learned how to patch walls, change tires, change oil, etc. All the gendered stuff I was never taught, so I do not see why he can't as well. My brother got put out by his girlfriend after they just had their first kid because he does not help with anything. Since staying with me, I have forced him to do stuff. When he first moved into my house went from tidy clean utopia to a disgusting mess. He would spit sunflower seeds on the floor.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I forgot about this. It gets worse. So, okay, he would spit sunflower seeds on the floor, hide his food and dirty dishes around the house, spit chewed gum behind the coffee machine feet from the trash can, hide snack food everywhere, smoke on the toilet, and put cigs out on my floor, which is a slap in the, or he would cut cigs out on my floor, or he put them out, oh my gosh, which is a slap in the face as I asked him not to even smoke inside because I do not smoke. Leave his dirty clothes everywhere, even on the living room floor, etc. Even when he ordered food for himself, he would eat it at the table, then leave it for me to put it away for him. Anytime he took anything out of the fridge, he would leave it on the table and would often leave the fridge open. I am not joking. I found maggots 3 times from his mess. Oh my gosh. That's bad. I lost it and told him to change his behavior totally or get out. Well, he started doing stuff, but as badly as he could. He put bowls in the dishwasher so they would be filled with nasty water, mop with the same water for days on end, leaving it smelling of rot, do his laundry by putting it in the washer and leaving it in there for me to finish, put food away by throwing it all over the fridge, spilling food everywhere. The best was when he put the syrup away upside down on the top shelf with no lid on, coating my entire fridge in syrup that took hours to clean, etc. Then he would say, I am trying. Oh my gosh. I am trying. You are just being a bitch.
That doesn't sound like one, but
I should probably he probably thinks he's nagging, but honestly, I'd be grilling him.
How did he even get a woman to have a baby with him?
That's what I was thinking.
Like, what was she thinking? Because there's no way she did not know he was like that and chose to live with him. Like, you pick up on people's habits pretty quickly while meeting them, especially if they're eating, things like that. So,
yeah. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I honestly don't. Unless it was, I don't know, it's his girlfriend. Could be a really, really, really short relationship before that all happened.
yeah, but even if you don't necessarily just move in with somebody either.
I mean, for someone to make that big of a mess, does he even work? Ooh. I don't know. I lost my temper, and I know I couldn't leave him on the street, so I divided the house. The cabinet doors all have locks from the previous owners, so I got him from dishes from Goodwill and forbade him from using any of my dishes, so he is eating off his filthy dishes. I made it very clear that anything left on the floor, clothing, etc., gets a 1-day grace period, then it will be thrown away. Same with the few dishes he has, as he would leave them in the sink until they started to grow mold. I started locking my bathroom door, and he has to use the one in the basement, which I refuse to clean. Ooh, that's going to be bad for... Ooh, gross. Okay, if his clothes are on the washer or in the washer for more than 8 hours and need to use it, I dump them wet on his bed. And any trash he leaves laying around goes on his bed. If he orders food and gets up and leaves his leftovers, I leave them to rot. Then they get thrown away, though twice the idiot has left food out overnight and came out and started angry eating it whilst glaring at me. Both times the idiot got food sickness. He destroyed my fridge again by putting juice in upside down with the lid barely on, once again destroying my food. So I mopped it up with towels and dumped the towels and all my ruined food in his bed, then put a lock on the fridge. Oh my gosh. She tolerates way too much of this man.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
This is... Who puts in juice and upside down?
Well, the thing is even if you put up juice upside down and the lid's already on, he knew it was spilling as he was doing it.
Exactly.
So
there's no...
It's not like, oh, I didn't know
if
that
it's
happened.
making that big of a mess, then it's already leaking that fast as he's putting it in
as
upside
soon as
down.
you flipped it.
He hates me Okay. He hates me and says I am terrorizing him. I say I was forced to mother him as a child, but was never given the parental control to actually teach him how life works. And since my brothers used my childhood to treat me like a maid, I will no longer parent them. My view is some lessons have to be learned painfully. I will not gentle parent a grown man who cannot close a fridge door. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not.
No.
Oh my word, this makes me mad. Like, no, I don't care if you're my brother, if you're my, I don't even, if Justin was doing this, no. I honestly would be like, out until you realize what to do. Like, at least he knows we like food and we want to keep food nice.
Yeah.
You know, we like to keep food so we can keep it longer. There are things he's done with food where I'm like, no, don't do that because that's not how you do it. And he's lived with it. He's learned to change things very easily. But oh my goodness, this man.
Yeah, that's too much.
No. I guess there's a quick update. One said, I could not believe my eyes when I opened Reddit and saw the number of notifications. Wow. So just to update everyone, things came to a head today. I had to work the early shift and had sessions with my table tonight at 6. I am DMing a few D&D games. I begged my brother to keep the living room clean. Ugh, I would not want anyone over if he was there.
No.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
Oh, my gosh. I came home and the house was more than trashed. I mean, it looked like a bomb went off. He even dropped a cup of milk on the floor and left it. I flung the whole milk jug at his head and screamed at him to get the F out. He tried to bulk up to me and I lost it screaming, "Get out!" over and over. And I guess he saw how unhinged I was because he stormed out. I cleaned up the milk, then jumped online to message everyone to cancel and saw the 700 plus notifications. You all gave some really solid advice and I knew reading the replies last night that this was over. I was gonna give him a few weeks, but seeing that milk all across my new floor was the last straw. I don't know where he's going. I don't care. I thank you all. I love Reddit people. This is the end of the update, but there is another update and it's crazy. I read some of it. But yeah, like this all happened 14 days ago. This is so crazy that this was happening 14 days ago. Ugh. I'm sorry, just reading all of this just makes me I live a cluttered life, a messy life, but if I had all that happening, like I know I have kids and that's why I wanted to clear the table because we're going to eat all our meals at the kitchen table now. Instead of the little table in the living room because I have carpet and things just keep dropping on the carpet. And if they don't get picked up right away because I don't see them, then they dry up and get crusty and gross.
Yeah.
And at first I was kind of like being this woman, like, I'll leave them there until you realize it. But they never realize it.
No.
No. So that's where I'm just like, nope, we're not going to do that. So I give this woman, she is brave to let this go on for this long.
Yeah.
After finding maggots 3 times, no, out of the first time I would have been like, ugh.
Especially as it being a sibling, it's not like someone you don't know or your friend where you may give a little bit more leniency. As a sibling, especially when you know how they grew up and how they live, and he's already been kicked out by one woman. So, I mean.
Jeez. Yeah, honestly, yeah, pig. My brothers are all pigs. Pig is a very good definition of him because this is a pig.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't know what this guy's dealing with to be this lazy other than he was not raised to do things for himself. He is not an independent person. He relies way too heavily on everyone else.
Well,
literally,
on the
just
female, not just someone else. It's the female.
It's female. No, it's very much like he's made out to think women are supposed to do everything. And that's how she was raised. But she learned that she could do all the, other gendered, portrayed skills and everything. And she must be doing very well for herself. And for anyone. Why can't he live with any other brother? I mean, if they're all like
Yeah,
each
put all the
other,
brothers in a house.
I was gonna say, why can't he live with one of the other brothers? I mean, they all, if they all live like each other, they wouldn't mind how he lives.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, the top comment was, "Get him out. Why is he even living with you?" And someone underneath that says, "Your brother's a real problem. Your brother's real problem is that he is not sufficiently terrorized. Kick him out into the street. With any luck, that will cause him some real terror. If he doesn't, oh well, at least he's out of your house. And keep him out."
Very true.
Yeah. Yeah, so she doesn't, I guess, yeah, it seems like he actively hates her, right? And it's the syrup in the fridge that would have sent me over the edge. What a pain in the butt to clean. And she had replied saying, "It was horrific to clean because I was gone for 3 days, and by the time I got back, it was like molasses. I ended up having to shove all of the fridge drawers in my bathtub and scrub them, and I was bawling. I was so upset." Oh, honey, that's terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. She's taken, and maybe because she's been pressured because this is her brother.
And if she's used to that kind of behavior, but still.
Oh my gosh, no.
Once
no,
you
no,
have your
no.
own place, you make the rules, and
No, 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 no. I would never stand up for that. Like, I stand up for, I let a lot of things. I tolerate a lot of things, but not that.
Yeah.
I would never tolerate that. No. Okay, so here we go. This is, I want to know if there is an update or, okay. Yeah, okay. There's actually a couple updates. So this might be our last main story, and then I do have a nice one at the end we can do. Or not. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if we have time. We're already at 30 minutes. So, okay, so hello everyone. I considered leaving the situation with my brother at the original post, but this post has blown up and is being covered outside of Reddit. So I figured I should tell you guys what has happened. To start, I know a lot of people seemed incredibly perplexed I even allowed this. To this all, I can really reply is that I grew up in a very toxic environment. They are Mormons. Oh, okay. Okay. They are Mormons and not the modern kind. When I was a kid, I was not allowed to wear pants. In my childhood, if you asked a man to clean, you would be looked at like you were insane. And if you got mad at a man being messy, it would even be implied that you could possibly be corrupted spiritually for attacking the original design. Obviously, after I left the church, I understood that things are different, but I am not as healed as I thought. I obviously need a lot more therapy. I also got a few posts asking why I didn't include that I am autistic in my post. This is just because it is not relevant. There's a lot of people out there that have some kind of, like, they are autistic of some kind out there, but you would never know. And it's not relevant to the story, but still.
It's not relevant to the story as in the sense is the things that he's doing isn't, like, abnormal to, like, why she behaves the way she does, because a person autistic or non-autistic doesn't want to clean up that mess all the time or have maggots and other bugs or whatnot in their house. So it's not like because she's autistic, she should be accepting of it. You know, that's anybody
obviously
wouldn't want that. So her autism doesn't play a factor.
Yeah, and somehow they must have put it in the comments asking if she was or not. I don't know, that she would put up for it. But honestly, just seeing her past childhood life of what she lived and grew up in, I could see why she had to be stuck in that mindset for so long.
Yeah.
The actual update. My brother is MIA. For anyone who missed it the day after the post, I came home to a trashed house and a glass of milk spilled on the floor that had obviously been there for a while. I can't say obviously. I'm not able to pronounce that right now. I lost it and I lugged the milk jug at his head, thankfully missing, and screamed at him over and over to get out. He tried to square me up, but I screamed so loud it was hard to talk the next day. I think he got the hint then and took off, almost ripped my door in two doing it. I had to replace a hinge. I know some people wanted me to sue him, but during the whole situation, I was confronted with a health scare. Just some weird looking moles but I am still worried. So I do not want to deal with that. He left, get this, and went to the house of his 19-year-old girlfriend. Apparently, he met this girl when she went to the bar for her 18th. I had no idea that this was going on, but all my brothers did. To recap, he had a baby with his girlfriend of 8 years this month. I told them all to F off when mom messaged me crying because no one knows where my brother is. He just left with some girl. I told her I do not care. I did call me crazy message the girl to tell her he is bad news, but she called me a crazy, C-U-N-T, and blocked me. I also messaged the girl because mom who seems worried, but basically said, the girl's mom said she seemed worried, but basically said she cannot do anything because her daughter is legal. I guess they took off and skipped town and will not tell anyone where they are outside of worry for this girl. I do not care. I am too busy chilling with his ex and my wonderful niece. I am going to take care of my health and focus on my life. Well, she's still, in a way, she's with her brother's ex who had his baby. Mm-hmm. And she's taking care of them. That's so nice. This guy is lunatic.
Yeah.
Like, he is with okay, honestly, I want to know. Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay, here's what I really want to look into. Someone says, how old is your brother? You're gonna... So someone had said that she's 30, OP is. Her brother's 33. And he's with a 19-year-old. After being with a girlfriend for 8 years of someone else.
Yeah.
So he must have super recently met this 19 who was just 18 not too long ago to be living with her. And I don't know how long he's been living with his sister because he got kicked out as soon as his ex-girlfriend had a baby.
Well, not necessarily right when they had the baby.
Well, at least I think so.
It just said because of the baby or...
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to the final update really quick. So, to catch up, my brother is a pig and destroyed my home, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to go to... Yeah, he ended up leaving with his barely legal girlfriend, leaving his newborn and ex, whom he was cheating on. You can check my post history for the context. Well, after all of this, I have not talked to anyone in my family at all, but kept it in contact with his ex and have been spending a lot of time with the baby. I have never liked his ex. She was with him for a reason. I think the only reason they lasted for years instead of my brother's, usually a couple of weeks or months before the girl runs screaming, is because she is a lot of ways like him. Even knowing that I kept contact like a dummy because I felt so awful over the kid being left, and I secretly think they are doomed because they are goofy parents. I know how horrible it is to think that. I wanted to be a positive force in the kid's life. Well, my brother found out somehow that I have been around the kid and somehow got my new number, which totally perplexes me because no one in our family has it. He called me and cried that he does not want me around the kid because I will never do to this kid what I did to him. This confused me because, one, when he left, he declared his ex must have cheated, and the child was not his. They clearly are. So why is he saying his child? And two, I have never done anything to him. Those are weird things. I was made to be his mom, which is crazy because he is older, but never even given the authority to correct him. So I spent my life chasing after him, cleaning up all of his mistakes while he tormented me and treated me so horribly. I ended up literally medically diagnosed with PTSD. I asked him what I did to him, and he said I always judged him, and even when he was a kid. I looked at him with judgment. I hung up on him right there because, LOL, I judged him? No duh. I could fill books and books with all the bad choices he has made and all the horrible things he has done to others. From the time he could talk to, it seemed like all he cared about was hurting others and offending others. and he has never been actually punished for anything. I was the only one who judged him. And after his actions, he rightfully should be in jail. If the worst thing he has suffered is judgment, I mean, I have suffered way worse, often at his hands or because of his choices. The cold truth is, if it wasn't for my judgment and care, he would be gone of an OD about 1 billion times over. Or he would have called the wrong person a slur and found out the hard way. The only thing that kept him alive was me trailing after him, fixing mess after mess. He apparently talked to his ex, and she has blocked me and told me I will never be allowed to mess with their child like I messed up him. I do not need anyone to tell me she is appealing to my brother to try and win him back, and that this is two deeply broken, messed up people blaming their shortcomings on me because it is easier than looking in a mirror. I know. Anyways, I felt something snap in me, and it was all on my care, anxiety, and worry drained out of my body. I do not care about this anymore or any of them. I changed my number again, limited my contacts list even more, and when I can, I am moving. I will not be providing any more updates on him or my family because I do not care about these people anymore and do not plan to have contact again. Thank you for all the help. Ooh, that was a lot.
Oh, good for her.
No, I think I'm glad we have someone who actually is learning from all their writing, that from the beginning, she literally listed off all the things that he was doing that we were like, why have you not kicked him out yet? Mm-hmm. And now he left because she did. And now she was trying to be in her niece's life, which I don't blame her if she wanted to be somewhat. I think she's been in this mode from how she grew up in such a motherly role. And she has judged, we'll put in quotations, judged, as it has written in there, her brothers, because she has been looking out for them and literally trying to teach them right from wrong. And instead of just, letting them live their own way and finding out their own mistakes and learning from them, she has literally been there kind of like a helicopter mom to clean up after them.
Well, it's the thing. She hasn't just been like observing. She's had to be a part of it without, so it's not like she could just watch them. She had to be a part of it. And I'm sure that could have definitely taken a toll on her.
I mean, I don't know where her parents are. I don't even know if they're still alive or just around, or if they're too old to be able not to, help with this. But she has obviously have had to take the caregiver role in her brother's lives. And she's finally, and it sounds like she's got some health issues. She's got some things going on in her own life. And yet she's got this huge mess coming in. And I'm like, nope. Honestly, there are times it's okay to cut people off, even if it's your own family. If they're just causing more harm than help or reassurance or comfort and support. If they're causing more harm to you, you need to cut them off. It's okay. You can give them a little prayer and be like, God be with you. Send them
kudos.
Yeah, seriously, God be with you, but you are not going to be in my life.
Nope.
We've all had people in our lives where we're like, honestly, the more you try and help them, the more trouble they bring into your own life. Mm-hmm. And then you end up being in the middle of that mess. And then somehow they make it come on to you that you are also the trouble or the reason that they're in this mess, when it started with them the whole time. I actually do have, Justin and I we have a couple of these, we've had a couple people in our lives, we'll just say, that we've had to, that we were really close friends with. And then we finally were like, I think we need to stop. We need to stop being around these people because they were causing so much stress and anxiety on us. And we were always like, if they would just do this, things would be so much better for them. But they were like deliberately not doing those things because they were just so stubborn and so self-centered, and it was not a good time in their lives. And it was causing stress on Justin's and I marriage. And we were just like, nope, we both agreed. We just need to, we need to cut them out. And, we just don't respond or contact, and that's okay. We'll be friendly, but that's okay. It is okay to cut people off. So that was a really long one, and I didn't realize how many updates it was. And honestly, at first of how much I was like, oh, it's just like, this is crazy. I can't believe this is actually something going on. But yeah, after reading that, oh my gosh, that was a little much. So I will say we'll end on one more. That's a really funny one, and I love it, and you'll love it. So this one is, help, my rescue cat loves Shrek.
Okay.
Like it. So let's see if this is okay. So it says, last year I got a rescue cat. I love animals and have always had a way with them that makes them very attached to me. I got Marnie after learning she has been tortured by her previous owner. They nearly tortured her to death. This made me so very sad, and I decided to take on the challenge. For the first couple of weeks, it was very hard. She would run around the house very fast from one hiding spot to another. She tried to climb out the window, would scratch and hiss all the time, and hated any form of offering food. I even tried waiting until she was asleep and filling her food dish, and she refused to touch it. Then one day, I decided to watch Shrek while doing some cleaning. She came out of her hiding spot and lay down on the floor in the middle of the living room. She started to groom and walked to the dining room to drink water. Note that this happened after All Star, the song All Star by Smash Mouth had played. Whew, there we go. I have tried putting on other movies, playing music in the house, and nothing else has worked. It is only Shrek that she will come out and eat and play for. So how do I stop living in this they say this hell world I have created for myself by continuously playing Shrek? I now play Shrek 3 times a day at minimum. I am scared that if I stop, she will stop eating again. If she dies, I am going to be distraught forever. What the F can I do? Please help. I'll just go quickly into the update. But the update is, well, it's been a fun week since I posted this. I went all out. I bought a matching Shrek and Donkey pillow set, Shrek and Donkey stuffed toys, a Shrek cardboard cutout. eBay is a wonder. Okay. And a Shrek greeting card that when open says, "Get out of my swamp," and "Ogres have layers, onions have layers," and a couple other lines from the movie. I took a lot of the crap that was in my home office and put them in the basement since it wasn't really serving a purpose anyways. I got a small 22-inch TV and a cheap DVD player and hooked it up in the office. I put a cat tree in there, cat toys, a litter box, and food and water dishes in there as well. I also added scratching boards and post today that just came in the mail this morning. Essentially, I have turned my home office into a 24/7 Shrek viewing room, Shrek shrine, kitty living space. She loves it. She sleeps in there during the day and plays with me in there and eats and drinks normally now too. It took her a day or two to adjust, but she loves it now. I took the suggestion of a few people and tried showing her other Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy films. This didn't work, unfortunately. She came out of a hiding spot out of curiosity, but retreated after she was sure it wasn't Shrek, I guess. I also turned the volume down on the new TV, and she's fine with it. Still enjoys her Shrek time, as I'm calling it. At first, she spent all day in the Shrek realm, but now she comes out in the morning and follows me around while I change, makes breakfast, brush my teeth, and start work. Then she goes and has her Shrek time. This seems like a good fix. I was overwhelmed before and didn't think of any of the obvious solutions. I was also scared that any change in the Shrek routine would cause her to retreat and stop eating again. I was worried that once she got used to the Shrek room, she would get territorial, but she actually comes to me when I open the door and welcomes me as I intrude on her Shrek time to play with her or feed her. All is well with Marnie. Thanks everyone for your help, and I'm glad this put a smile on people's faces. P.S. My new challenge will be explaining the whole thing to guests and family that come over eventually. No, no, I'm not obsessed with Shrek. My cat is. It's the cat's Shrek room, not mine. But what if I bring over a date and they find my very Shrek themed room? How do I explain it in a way that it doesn't sound like I'm just trying to cover up my Shrek fetish? Oh well.
Interesting.
I think that's hilarious. The cat loves Shrek. Honestly, I actually looked up stories like, because I found it and then I lost this, so I was trying to find it again. There are a lot of stories about cats who like the Shrek movie. So now I want to like look into that and be like, why is this a thing with cats? Why do they like Shrek?
It's like, I feel like I watched Shrek 2 like a week or so ago. But my cats, yeah, they don't.
We at least 3 times a year will go through the whole series of Shrek. We like Shrek. We think it's funny. But we'll watch Shrek. We like those Pixar, not Pixar, the DreamWorks movies. Like, we like the Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, and Shrek. We like Shrek too. So we watch all those movies. So I thought that was funny. Thought that was cute. The cat has its own little Shrek themed room. I love it. And she just constantly has this little TV playing for the cat. I think that's hilarious.
I thought about doing that for my cats, but doing like fish or something.
Yeah.
Like the Roku background. Because they like it on my big screen. But
if you find like on Facebook Marketplace like a cheap old TV that people can't do a lot of stuff on anymore.
Yeah.
You should do that. And that way you have like something playing like in the background like that.
Just something there.
If I had an extra room, I would do a cat themed room. If I had like 15 extra rooms, I would definitely have one for my cats.
I have so much stuff that I want to decorate their room with. I just have never made time to actually decorate the room the way I want.
Well, if you ever need help, call me over. Yeah. I'm okay with doing some cat projects.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Well, that's it for the day. That's all the stories I have. So we had to make some time for Brandy so she can go do her gambling later.
Yes.
So am I getting a package? Oh, I got Amazon package coming. Are you checking them out?
No, I don't think he left anything.
Did he just leave me? Maybe he left in the package. I don't know. Well, that was weird. So he stopped by our house and then he didn't stop. I don't even know if I had anything. Actually, I do have something coming today, so he should have dropped something off.
Unless he put it in your mailbox.
He might have. It's a small thing.
Oh.
It's allergy eye drops because, allergies
You've got issues.
are a bitch. Anyways, anywho's, and this is us when we're sober too. Okay, guys. So yeah, I'll be posting this, and like I said, if you have any comments, any stories of your own that you want us to read, right now we just are gonna have our email, the Reddit Randos at gmail.com. I'll say that again because I hesitated the first time. The Reddit Randos at gmail.com. I also have it linked on in our bio for any other places that it's streaming on right now. But yeah, please like, subscribe, follow, all the fun things.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. So for any more random stories, if you guys have a theme or like a types of stories that you want to hear, like I got lots of ideas, but right now it's just kind of like all over the place. And I don't want to make these too super long because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but eventually we'll probably go crazy. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. So anything else you want to add?
No.
No? Okay, guys. Well, that is our day. So hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.
Bye.